So what's in store for Chinese President Xi Jinping when he lands in Malaysia? Well, three things to look out for, Martin. On one hand, meals. He is scheduled to have dinners and meetings with the likes of the Agong in Malaysia and Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim.
Welcome to Malaysia, a country where skyscrapers scrape the clouds above golden domes and jungle chants echo beneath the hum of digital cities. It's Muslim, but it's multicultural. Conservative, but quietly rebellious. Here, women move with grace through the tension between modesty and ambition. A tudung may cover the head, but not the dreams beneath it. By day, the streets whisper tradition. By night, they burst alive with neon-lit markets, sweet smoke, and secrets hidden in alleyways. It's a place where faith guides fashion, food becomes folklore, and contradictions live side by side. From silk-swathed students to businesswomen in stilettos, Malaysian women redefine strength without ever raising their voices. This isn't the Muslim world you think you know. It's something richer, stranger, and far more beautiful. Step into the rhythm, the rituals, and the realities. This is life in Malaysia. Welcome to Malaysia, the land of many worlds. There are places on Earth that live in layers, like a palimpsest, where one story is written atop another without ever erasing the old. Welcome to Malaysia, a country where skyscrapers rise out of swamplands, where jungle sounds meet digital alerts, and where the scent of incense mingles with high-end perfume. This is not just a nation, it's a crossroad of civilizations, religions, and ambitions. Malay, Chinese, Indian, and indigenous communities live side by side, often in harmony, sometimes in friction. Each brings its own language, cuisine, and faith. Each adds a chapter to Malaysia's ongoing story of coexistence. At first glance, Malaysia dazzles with contrast. In Kuala Lumpur, bullet-shaped towers pierce the clouds, while just a few hours away, orangutans swing through untouched rainforest. You can sip kopi in a colonial shophouse, pray in a golden mosque, then shop for NFTs in an air-conditioned megamall, all in the same afternoon. The past is not forgotten here. It's simply dressed in newer clothes. Sharia law guides moral conduct in many states, yet Malaysia is also a regional hub for fintech startups and blockchain innovation. Tradition doesn't bow out, it just shares the stage. But beneath this visual feast lies a more complex texture. Religion, race, and economy weave together into a uniquely Malaysian identity, one that's both multicultural and quietly segregated. Mosques, temples, and churches echo through different parts of the same city, often without interacting. Economic disparity mirrors ethnic lines, a legacy of colonial divide and rule policies. And while the government promotes a united Malaysian identity, Bangsa Malaysia, the lived reality often feels more fragmented. Still, it works, not perfectly, but enough. Malaysia doesn't erase contradiction, it learns to live with it. But in a land of so many cultures, religions, and expectations, what does it mean to be a woman? Between tradition and ambition, scripture and style, the female experience in Malaysia is a world within the world. And nowhere is that more visible than in the quiet strength of its women. Women of Malaysia, modesty, grace, and hidden strength. In Malaysia, femininity walks with grace, but not without weight. Here, a woman can be soft-spoken, yet unshakably firm, modest, yet masterfully ambitious. Whether Malay, Chinese, Indian, or indigenous, Malaysian women carry generations of expectation in their posture, their smiles, and the way they move through the world. They are taught to honor family, protect a reputation, and walk the fine line between cultural pride and personal freedom. Modesty for many is not just religious, it is armor, it is identity. The headscarf, or tudung, is a common sight, but it does not signal submission. Walk into any corporate tower in Kuala Lumpur, and you'll find hijab-wearing CEOs, lawyers, and tech entrepreneurs. A woman might pray 5 times a day and still hustle through boardroom battles. She may attend Quran classes on weekends, yet scroll through Zara's new line in between. High heels and Louis Vuitton handbags that accompany modest silhouettes. Femininity here is sharp, styled, and strategic. It's curated but never careless. Yet the expectations are double-edged. In public, Malaysian women are celebrated for elegance, but silently policed for crossing invisible lines. A skirt too short in the wrong district, or holding hands with a boyfriend in the wrong neighborhood can lead to public shame, or worse. Underneath the polished exteriors are pressures few will speak aloud. Daughters are taught to obey, wives to endure, and mothers to sacrifice. Still, many women quietly rewrite those rules, not by shouting, but by succeeding. Clothing in Malaysia is never just about fashion. It's a language of respect, resistance, and reinvention. And nowhere is that more apparent than in the nation's thriving world of modest fashion. Here, religion doesn't restrict style, it refines it. Where religion meets runway, fashion and faith in harmony, Malaysia is not merely following the modest fashion trend, it's leading it. On Instagram, in boutiques, and across fashion runways, the hijab is not just a religious symbol, it's a canvas. A generation of stylish young women has redefined what it means to dress with dignity. They drape in chiffon and silk, layer textures, match palettes, and exude confidence. Their clothes whisper scripture, but also scream individuality. The fashion movement is not just aesthetic, it's political. Influencers like Vivi Yusuf and Nilofa are household names, not just for their beauty, but for their business empires. These women have carved a billion ringgit industry out of what was once seen as religious constraint. They blog, model, design, and dominate the digital space. Modest wear is now a statement of power, the ability to command attention without sacrificing faith. Behind the lace and linen are bold negotiations with modernity. But even this liberation has limits. In some Malaysian states, Sharia law regulates dress codes, especially for Muslims. A woman's outfit can lead to fines or even detainment by religious police. In Kelantan or Terengganu, tight jeans may raise more than eyebrows. Yet enforcement is uneven and resistance is subtle. Some women comply by day, then change outfits by night. In Malaysia, style is survival, and survival sometimes comes beautifully wrapped in silk. But fashion isn't the only place where women claim public space. As the sun sets, a different kind of freedom awakens. Under the flicker of fluorescent lights, Malaysia's women step into one of the country's most iconic spaces, the night market. The night market nation, street life, street food, street secrets. The night market, or Pasar Malam, is Malaysia's open-air theater, a living, breathing spectacle of smells, sounds, and secrets. Here, the scent of grilled satay dances with sizzling oil, while lanterns cast warm shadows over knockoff bags and fried durians. Women rule these streets. They sell, shop, flirt, gossip, and laugh, free from the formality of daylight hours. There is a raw honesty to the night market. Housewives bargain over fish, teenagers try on cheap sunglasses, and toddlers trail behind grandmothers. It's communal, chaotic, and unapologetically alive. For many women, it's also a rare moment of ownership over public space. No one questions a mother walking alone here. No one scolds a woman for speaking too loudly. Beneath the colors and crowds, there is quiet liberation. But not everything glows. In corners obscured by tarpaulin and smoke, hidden economies thrive. Some women sell food, others sell touch. Street stalls often stand next to discreet sex workers, their presence unspoken, but understood. Families eat dinner beside women who disappear into unmarked doors. No one says it out loud, but everyone knows. This is Malaysia's paradox: faith in public, desire in the shadows. And in those shadows lies a story few dare to tell. A world where legality bends, morality blurs, and women navigate survival in silence. Welcome to Malaysia's hidden underworld, the industry that everyone condemns, yet quietly accommodates. Silent temptations. The hidden world of sex work, prostitution in Malaysia is illegal, but far from invisible. It hides in plain sight, behind red neon signs and karaoke bars with vague English names. Massage parlors dot the cities, offering services that go unspoken but universally understood. Hotel lounges, often gilded and respectable, are the true front lines. Here, deals are struck with a glance, not a contract. Many of the women in this underground economy are not Malaysian. They come from Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia, lured by dreams of work, trapped by debt or coercion. Some are college educated, some are mothers, most live double lives, By day, they might cook or clean. By night, they disappear behind tinted glass. For Malaysian sex workers, the stakes are even higher. One raid, one photo, and their families could be shattered by shame. Enforcement is sporadic. Religious police raid selectively. Bribes flow quietly. Everyone looks the other way, especially in the city's nightlife zones. Sex work is not discussed on talk shows or in classrooms, but it is an open secret in society. It exists not because Malaysia has failed, but because it has compartmentalized. Morality is expected in public. What happens in private? That's a different Malaysia altogether. And at the center of these contradictions stands a city, sleek, seductive, and full of secrets. In the heart of Malaysia beats a metropolis where past and future collide, where steel towers, silk scarves, and social shadows share the skyline. Welcome to Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur, steel, silk, and shadows. Kuala Lumpur is a city that never quite shows its full face. One moment, you're inside a futuristic mall surrounded by LED displays and international luxury brands. The next, you're passing a crumbling colonial building, a mosque echoing the call to prayer. In KL, contradictions aren't hidden. They're the architecture. Luxury pulses through the city's veins, rooftop lounges, speakeasy bars, designer boutiques. They promise escape from tradition, especially for the elite. Young women in glittering abayas and 6-inch heels dance behind closed doors, champagne in hand, while below, barefoot worshippers line up for dawn prayers. Here, the closer you are to money, the further you can bend the rules. But class cuts deep. While some glide through revolving doors, others wait in lines for subsidized rice. Freedom is stratified, affordable only to those who can pay the social cost. For many women, the city offers a taste of autonomy, but with invisible strings. Surveillance is real. Judgment is swift. And yet, they navigate it all, gracefully, fiercely. Because in Kuala Lumpur, survival is both an art and a performance. Behind every night out, every filtered selfie, lies a deeper tension. Love, lust, and control. In Malaysia, romance walks a narrow road, paved with apps, family expectations, and the silent laws of faith. Now we step into the most intimate arena, love and marriage. Love, marriage, and cultural control. In Malaysia, love is not forbidden, but it is closely watched. Dating happens, but rarely in the open. Public displays of affection, especially among Malay Muslims, are met with disapproval, sometimes even punishment. A kiss in a park, a hand held too long, a hotel check-in without a marriage certificate. Each can attract the attention of religious authorities. For some, love is a private rebellion. For others, it's a dance within boundaries drawn by culture, family, and faith. Yet even in constraint, desire finds ways to breathe. Tinder is downloaded discreetly. Texts are coded. Secret getaways happen under the cover of girl trips. Young adults negotiate curfews, maneuver expectations, and edit themselves. Outwardly obedient, inwardly experimental. Still, most relationships exist with the long-term lens of marriage, and many women carry the silent pressure to be both desirable and morally unimpeachable. Virginity, in many circles, is not just personal, it's public currency. And when love leads to marriage, the rules only multiply. Under Sharia, Muslim couples must adhere to religious family law, covering everything from divorce procedures to custody rights. Cohabitation before marriage is not just frowned upon, it can be prosecuted. Civil law governs non-Muslims, creating a parallel system where the meaning of love, family, and womanhood shifts depending on your ethnicity and religion. In Malaysia, the heart may wander, but the law leads it home. But not all hearts are governed equally. In Malaysia, love and identity are filtered through more than just faith. They're shaped by race. To understand the full spectrum of the female experience here, you must first confront the country's most delicate fault line. Ethnicity and the female experience. Malaysia is a mosaic of races, but each tile plays by a different rulebook. Malay Muslim women live under Sharia law. Chinese and Indian women, though born in the same hospitals, speaking the same languages, are subject to civil codes. In practice, this creates two parallel realities. The law doesn't just shape behavior, it shapes womanhood. A skirt that invites a warning for one woman is unremarkable for another. A divorce in one court is straightforward, in another a spiritual and legal labyrinth. Even beauty is political. In advertisements and film, Malay women are portrayed as serene and modest, Chinese women as fair and refined, Indian women as bold and sensuous. These archetypes bleed into everyday life, affecting who gets noticed, hired, loved, or left out. Skin lightening products sell more than sunscreen. Curves are praised or punished depending on who's wearing them. Even in nightlife, access to clubs and lounges can depend on race, with promoters and bouncers enforcing silent hierarchies. And then there's romance. Interracial relationships do happen, but not without resistance. A Malay woman dating a Chinese man might face religious conversion expectations. An Indian girl in love with a Malay boy may risk estrangement. Love is not colorblind here. It's negotiated with ancestors, religious leaders, and silent social codes. In Malaysia, race doesn't just exist, it performs. But while some women are navigating beauty standards and dating taboos, others are simply trying to survive. Behind Malaysia's manicured surfaces lives a quieter group of women, foreign, forgotten, and often unseen. Their struggle is not for freedom, it's for dignity. Behind the glamour, migrant women and silent struggles. In countless Malaysian homes, there's an unseen presence. She cooks the meals, cleans the floors, raises the children, but her name is often unknown outside the household. She is the domestic helper. Most come from Indonesia or the Philippines, arriving on promises of safe work and decent pay. What they find instead is isolation, overwork, and in many cases, abuse. Passport confiscation is common. Time off is rare. Legal protections are minimal. Their pain is absorbed silently into the wallpaper of Malaysian middle-class life. Some suffer worse: physical violence, sexual coercion, mental breakdowns with no medical attention. Most do not report for fear of losing their jobs, or worse, deportation. Malaysia benefits from their labor, but rarely recognizes their humanity. These women occupy the same homes where empowerment is preached to daughters, and feminism is hashtagged online. Yet their stories don't trend. Their lives remain in the background. And then there are the migrant sex workers. Operating without visas, in back alley brothels or wellness spas, they live with constant fear. One wrong client, one wrong raid, and they disappear into the system. No trial, no press, just another foreign offender. Their Malaysia is not the one in travel brochures. It's a place of quiet transactions and endless risk. It's the Malaysia that looks away. Still, within this tapestry of pain and power, a quiet revolution stirs. Malaysian women are not waiting for the system to save them. They're reshaping it from the inside. And they're doing it in heels, in hijabs, and in harmony. Feminism in a hijab, the rise of the confident Muslim woman. In the West, feminism is often imagined with fists raised and bras burned. In Malaysia, it's quieter, but no less radical. Feminist movements here speak in the language of religion, tradition, and law. They don't reject Islam, they reinterpret it. They don't destroy systems, they infiltrate them. Malaysian feminism is not loud, it's strategic. Women like Marina Mahathir have long led the charge, pushing boundaries from within the establishment. NGOs advocate for reproductive rights, anti-domestic violence laws, and equal access to education. Social media campaigns like #MakeSchoolASaferPlace and #TolakVaccine shaming gain traction across ethnic lines. Many activists wear the hijab not as submission, but as a shield. It gives them legitimacy in a system that might otherwise ignore them. To outsiders, this might look like contradiction. But for many Malaysian women, there is no contradiction between faith and feminism. They pray 5 times a day, then attend protests. They obey parents, then fight for personal choice. They are obedient daughters and revolutionaries, often in the same hour. In Malaysia, feminism wears many faces, but all of them are brave. But true power isn't just claimed, it's contested. And nowhere is that contest more delicate than over the female body itself. In the courtroom, in the mosque, and in the family home, Malaysian women face the quiet arbiters of morality, the state, the faith, and tradition. Spirituality, state, and the female body. In parts of Malaysia, religious police patrol shopping malls, beaches, and parks, not with guns, but with authority. Their targets? Mostly women, a blouse too sheer, a couple sitting too close, a laugh considered too loud. These aren't just fashion violations, they're spiritual infractions. And under Sharia family law, women face unique scrutiny. Divorce proceedings often favor men. Custody battles are shaped by faith. A woman's morality can be used as legal evidence. But Malaysia is not Saudi Arabia. The grip of religious authority here is uneven and often challenged. Legal advocates, many of them women, push back in courtrooms. Social media calls out abuse of power. Even the religious police are not immune to public backlash. Many women comply not out of fear, but out of strategy. They know when to cover, when to speak, when to push. And through it all, the female body remains the battleground. Modesty is enforced, but beauty is sold. Religious texts are quoted, but pop culture is devoured. Women are told to stay pure, but asked to look desirable. The contradictions are endless, but so is the endurance. Malaysian women do not exist in submission. They exist in negotiation with history, law, and the divine. In a country where identities are layered, where rules are both sacred and shifting, Malaysian women have learned to thrive in complexity. They are not passive, they are strategic. And in their silence, there is power. In their modesty, a revolution. Malaysia's women, modern, modest, and unstoppable. You'll find them in the boardroom and the prayer room, in the streets of night markets and the halls of parliament, in silk hijabs and biker jackets. They are modern, they are modest, and they are rewriting what it means to be powerful in a society built on tradition. They do not always march, but they move. They do not always protest, but they push. Malaysian women are mothers, mentors, moguls. They navigate inequality not just with defiance, but with grace, with humor, with strategy. Their strength is not always loud, but it is always present. They fight 1,000 small battles every day. Most of them go unnoticed, but none of them are unimportant. This is Malaysia, a land of many worlds, and its women carry all of them. In Malaysia, elegance is not rebellion, it is resilience, and the future quietly and powerfully is being written in their name.